Furious at Dr. Athena's taunting message, Justin demands her photo. The snapshot reveals a slightly chubby surgeon with familiar cat-like eyes, a resemblance Justin quickly dismisses. Next door, the frail Nora is pressured to sleep. The following morning, her sister Angela calls, trying to swindle her out of her lucrative pharmaceutical company with false claims of financial ruin and appeals to Angela's medical expertise, including her ambition to study under the legendary Professor Athena. Will Justin recognize Dr. Athena despite dismissing the initial familiarity? Why the month-long extravagant stay for Nora? How will Nora respond to Angela's deceitful attempt to seize her company? Could Angela's admiration for Professor Athena create an unforeseen link to Nora? Nora knitted her brows in annoyance. "You talk too much." Agitated, Angela demanded, "What do you mean by that?" She wasn't bothering with trying to sound nice anymore. "Are you pretending to be dumb because you don't want to cancel the engagement? Anthony loves me, for my looks and my brains. Even if you don't give me the company as a wedding gift, he'll still marry me all the same. So do you want to do this the easy way, or the hard way?" Nora hung up and tossed the cell phone aside. She hugged her pillow and fell into a deep sleep once more. After finishing up her 12 hours of sleep, Nora finally forced herself to get out of bed. She needed to find a private investigator to look for clues about her son's whereabouts. She got dressed and prepared to go out. At the door, Cherry gave her a very quick hug before going straight back to the game she was playing. Nora called after her, "Don't play games on your phone all day. I don't want you to ruin your eyesight." "Ha! That's 4 kills. Got you, dummy." Cherry's hand tapped away quickly on the phone she was holding. When she heard her mom, she nodded without even looking up. "Okay, don't worry, Mommy. I'll take care of Mrs. Lewis." Nora shook her head. Cherry clearly wasn't listening to her at all. After a moment's hesitation, Nora added, "There's a very difficult person next door. Try not to go outside." Cherry's eyes immediately widened with interest. "Is he a monster, Mommy?" Justin's arrogant face appeared in her mind. Nora, who had always been reserved by nature, said slowly, "Well, this monster is very handsome and has a mole at the corner of his eye. But it seems that his brain isn't working very well." "Oh," Cherry waved. "I definitely won't go out then. I don't play with dummies." Nora laughed as she closed the door and got ready to go to the elevator. But as she turned, she immediately froze. Without her even realizing it, Justin had come up to stand behind her. He was so tall he made the spacious hallway seem cramped. His dark eyes were staring at her, and even the mole at the corner of his eye seemed to exude a bone-deep chill. He was probably going out. An assistant and a bodyguard followed behind him. There were only the 3 of them, but his presence was no weaker than it had been during their encounter in the lobby the previous evening. Nora raised her eyebrows. To be fair, her aunt had given her 1,000 reminders and warnings before she returned to the States. Nora knew her aunt could protect her from most people, no matter what she said. However, Nora also knew that no one could mess with Justin Hunt. She had sent him a sarcastic message as Athena last night. That had been easy to do from a distance. But now... Nora cast her cat-like eyes down slightly and said casually, "Mr. Hunt, I was just joking with my daughter. I definitely wasn't talking about you." Mr. Hunt's assistant, Lawrence, fought to keep from laughing, but the corner of his lips twitched a little. He couldn't believe how this woman dared to lie to Mr. Hunt's face. He had heard everything she had said about the monster with a mole at the corner of its eye. She hadn't said it aloud, but it was clear that monster's last name was Hunt. There was no visible emotion on Justin's face. He was rarely expressive, which made it difficult for people to know what he was thinking. He merely cast a long look at Nora before taking the lead and walking ahead. Nora hung back deliberately to let Hunt's group take the elevator and put some distance between them. Once they were gone, she let out a sigh of relief. Back in the Hunt suite, Pete waited until he was sure his father was gone. He was a little afraid of his father. Sometimes, in his head, he thought of the man as a demon lord. Once he was sure the coast was clear, he dialed the neighboring room's phone extension. Someone picked up, and he heard a young voice say, "Hello?" Pete paused. "I'm staying next door. Can I come over and visit you?" The little girl sounded surprised. "Oh, are you the little dummy from next door?" Pete was shocked into silence. He was used to everyone knowing him as a genius and a prodigy. This was the first time someone had called him a dummy. However, the little girl quickly spoke again. Can you play games with me? A light twinkled in Pete's dark eyes, and he replied, Yes, I can. Pete was intrigued by Cherry and Nora. It was as if he had a natural connection with them. What was this connection? Will Pete and Cherry become friends? How will Justin react to Pete and Cherry getting close? Will Nora ever find out about her missing child?
Hey, I'm Nora. If you're wondering what happens next, download the Pocket FM app now and listen to the exciting episodes of Saving Nora.